Rules are applied in our CBA. Section 5P1 of the CBA states that a pilot who chooses to designate himself as a commuter must choose a city as a point of commuter origination. You can do this by logging into CWA, clicking Displays, and selecting Modify Commute Station. This screen allows you to designate up to 5 commuter cities. We recommend that you list at least one city, even if you typically drive to work. For example, you can list Houston Intercontinental Airport and Houston Hobby as points of commuter origination, even though you normally drive to Houston Hobby, where you are based. How is listing as a commuter beneficial? Section 5P4C states non-commuters are normally required to check in at the domicile by the scheduled report time and take the scheduled deadheads. Listing as a commuter relieves you of the responsibility to be physically present to check in at the base, and allows you to report at the city where the flying portion of the pairing begins. This is codified in Section 5P4, which states a pilot scheduled to fly a pairing that begins with a deadhead will be allowed to commence his duty from the airport that starts the flying portion. To comply with these provisions, you must call crew scheduling anytime up to 12 hours prior to the report time of the trip, and state that you are checking in for the trip in accordance with the commuter policy. This relieves you of the obligation to take the single or multiple deadheads which begin the trip. Let's say, for example, you are a Houston-based pilot and would like to work a trip out of base. You pick up an Orlando-based trip in open time with a first leg deadhead from Orlando to Austin. You must call scheduling prior to 15:25 Herb time on March 31st to check in for the trip per the commuter rules, and then arrange for your own transportation to Austin on April 1st, prior to the 06:15 Herb report time for flight 1869. Note that you do not need to call crew scheduling to check in for this report time, just as you wouldn't be required to in the middle of any other pairing.